Okay, you can start counting.
Okay. Hi, good evening, dear friends. This is Efrat from Jerusalem. Thank you again for being all of us together on this vigil every week. Tonight, I would like to share with you a special moment, a special event that we had here in Israel. Usually, I bring different opinion or disagreement that actually we can find everywhere. But yesterday, while bringing back home the three young women, the hostages, we had for a while what I can preserve from my own point of view and interpretation, while always in the mental field we have disagreement and split. And on the physical plane, we also can feel and live this disagreement and a lot of disagreement. Yesterday for few hours in the emotional field, in the astral field, it felt like in a way harmonious, one big heart which fills with happiness and worry. And in these few years that we are so used to disagreement and atmosphere of violence in the street, yesterday, and even if it was only for one day, it brought this taste of how is it to have a one heart who sing in the same frequency of welcome. Thank you.
Lovely, Efrat. I would like to stay with this one heart. Yeah. Today is the 20th of January, 2025, a memorable date of the oath, well, I almost said the coronation of President Trump in the United States. A big day. The United States is the architect of the ceasefire between Israel and Gaza. And the whole world is focusing a lot on this ceasefire with Gaza on different levels. Exchanges of captives on both sides, the feelings of the people on both sides, the negotiations and the bargains in which human lives are the currency. There's also the continuation of violence together with humanitarian aid, both locally and over the borders. So it's quite hard for me to free my mind and to be on the level of the objective observer and look at the bigger picture this week. But the world goes round, and developments are happening that I can integrate very partially. Now my interest goes this evening to share with you goes to Syria, which is trying to reorganize and gather its forces. For instance, I hear that the Syrian transit government bans certain foreign influences to keep its integrity. In this case, it bans the influence of Iran, of Russia, and of course, of Israel. It has officially declared to ban Iranians and Israelis, as if Israelis ever enter the country, but it bans those two nations' citizens to enter the country. They also ban Iranian and Russian products from entering. The Iranian pilgrims are not allowed to visit holy places. There's another thing also, that there is no reaction from this this government to Israeli occupation of southern Syria, for instance. Like, it's not the time to retaliate. We need our forces to gather ourselves in our complex setup within the country, and especially within the Muslim world, which is so complex. And it has declared also, this government has declared that Syria will not be a launching pad against Israel. So it's kind of obvious on what side of the world map they turn to. They also have Turkey on their plate. The Turks will not tolerate any partition of Syria. They are ready to support this transitional government and help lift all the sanctions that were imposed on Syria for 14 years, on the condition that it fights against what they call terrorist Islamic State group, which I really don't know what it is exactly, but that it fights also the Kurds that live in Turkey and in other places in the Middle East, the Kurds who are supported by the West. So it's not an easy an easy situation Syria is in. It's not a Silk Road that it will be trodden by the Syrian people. Somehow in all this big mess of the Middle East and the happenings lately, I do focus on Syria because it's a people that I sense is trying to pick up the broken pieces and do something about it. Time will tell. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Helen and Efrat, for this view into the Middle East, two aspects of many aspects. And yes, Trump has entered the arena now. He said very clearly that he wants to be remembered as a peacemaker and unifier. So let us hold him to it. Let us hold this for him. Yeah, let's get into our meditation. Coming back for a moment to our body. Breathing. Coming into the silence of this present moment. Listen to our heart pulsing. Feeling the pulse of the earth, our earth mother. And collecting now our focus into the center of the head. Sitting on the stool of the director. As the conscious soul in incarnation. And reaching out now to each other, coming together in the group heart. And affirming our group heart, pulsing with the will to love. Telepathically join our minds, holding together this unified field that we have built and that we hold over many, many months already. And we stand together as souls in the will to peace, like a circle of wise elders. And we are in resonance with all the other soul-guided servers around the planet. Part of this one planetary server doing this specific work here for the Middle East. And coming into vibratory alignment now with the higher co-workers who are with us, who guide this work. Tuning our hearts and our minds to their vibration in ever closer cooperation. And standing on our midway point between the higher forces and the Middle East below. And start again just with an overall sense an overview of this large, volatile field of consciousness. This vortex of local, regional, and global forces. This planetary point of great intensity on all levels. Get a sense on the mental plane of the many different agendas fighting for influence. And how the friction between these agendas create turbulence on the emotional plane, great aggravation, which also erupts into physical violence. Let us link for a moment with the population in Syria, which struggles to live within this dangerous vortex. And let us be a moment with the people of Gaza, who are now, after the ceasefire, returning to their destroyed homes. Hundreds of thousands of people. And also Israelis who still don't return to their homes in the north of Israel with this shaky ceasefire with Lebanon. And get a sense of these many people with different religious beliefs trying to figure out what is the right way in this chaotic situation. We release all judging, all thoughts of right or wrong. Let us just be a circle of wise elders containing this volatile situation with discernment and compassion. Just holding what is. And from our midway point, let us now turn our eyes upwards towards the divine plan, this overlighting intended design for the Middle East. Just open ourselves to it. We don't discern what exactly that could be. Let us just get a sense of it. And bringing this impression, this vibration of the intended design into our group field, holding it, and bringing it into relation with the condition on the ground, the two vibrations into relation, the intended design and the outer condition. And sense a magnetic flow being set up between the potential and the actual. Seeing the energies flowing between these two poles, as above, so below. And taking a moment with intent to hold this continuity, to hold this channel open. See and sense a shaft of pure golden white light, broad and brilliant, flood West Asia. See a huge column of light pouring through all planes. Hold this column steady in the will to peace. See soul light flooding the mental sphere of the Middle East. Envision the mental forces aligning along soul guidance. Every human life is sacred. Every human life is important, plays an important part in the overall plan. Each member of the human family. See soul light pouring into the astral plane. Touching the hearts of the inhabitants in all these different countries in the Middle East. Giving direction towards goodwill, trust in basic human goodness, direction of only the highest good of all can lead us out of this mess. And see the light pouring down into the etheric physical plane of the Middle East, penetrating into the earth, and working into the old separative patterns, continuing to disintegrate, to dissolve this old stuff. And we call on the higher forces to cooperate with us with this transmuting process. And we stand witness to the necessary destruction and suffering. And we know and affirm that the solar plexus destructive fire will eventually transmute and rise to become the fire of love in the heart of humanity. And let us stream this force now through the sound of the great invocation in Hebrew and in Arabic.
מנקודת האור אשר בדעת אל, זרום האור אל דעת האדם, ירד האור על פני האדמה. מנקודת האהבה אשר בלב האל, תזרום האהבה אל לבבות אנוש. ישוב מורה עולם על פני האדמה. מהמרכז שבו נודע רצון האל, תנחה תכלית את רצונות אדם. תכלית אותה מורי האנושות יודעים, משרתים. מהמרכז אשר נקרא המין האנושי, תוגשם תוכנית האהבה והאור, ויחתם הפתח אל הרע. יהי רצון, ויחדשו אור אהבה ועוצמה, את התוכנית על פני האדמה. אמן.
من نقطة النور في العقل الإلهي ليشع النور في عقول الناس وليهبط النور إلى الأرض. من نقطة الحب في القلب الإلهي ليتسرب الحب في قلوب الناس وليرجع معلم الكون إلى الأرض. من المركز الذي تعرف منها إرادة الله لتقود الغاية إرادة الناس البسيطة. تلك الغاية والتي يدركها المعلمون ويخدمونها. من المركز الذي ندعون بالجنس البشري لينتج تسمين الحب والنور ويختم على الباب الذي يقيم به الشر، يجدد النور والحب والقوة، التسمين على الأرض. الله أمين. أوم أوم أوم